For Music's electroacoustic 4-string bass is also available in a left-handed version. For more on our exclusive range of bass guitars, head over to the Gear for Music website. Thanks for watching.
Hi. Gear and Powers. Left-hand version. Hi, my name is Palmer-Thompson here, 28-year-old. I'm from London in the UK. I said I will over and get him on this way, so I have a very difficult about him. But he started to fire stream where you all had a blue. It says, well, I think maybe he does, and whatever it says so. So if this wouldn't come, it's been called it about. You think can set these things up down, and the called it about this. They're getting my order due to truth. And she goes, no, Bob. And I heard about an acoustic bass guitar, acoustic electric bass guitar for my first thing I never. But I will still your life is a hard to choose about. So if this way to get the black, they even had to do, and of course the things about them knows it then. But the music it's just joining the powers in a rock band, but influences with Americans. I first in New York City since 2018, and it prompted me to the thing for the first time ever. And we are starting to good and others know relationship. We need the power and bass guitar. And you guys mean but never broke this bounce and forget this. So if the hits are on powers and burn, and she got me burned. And they're the will show me the powers, you know this. What acoustic bass guitar is, electric bass guitar, right? You know, first thing you know, and once you're everything was going to the season, and what was a sedative for rushing so, and one about then who can steal on the side, and that means you truly know it's amazing good at it. I was knowing Lotus, but and everything he can. Then just system out.
Hello and welcome to our studio where Laura is playing the 5-string electroacoustic bass guitar by Gear for Music.
And she wouldn't be here, so I'm going to go down and we're starting. But everything was like that, and you're good at it. So am I fulfilling?
Hello and welcome to our studio where Laura is playing the roundback electroacoustic bass guitar by Gear for Music.
Electroacoustic bass guitar. And then what we knows the same stuff. I've been making sure of that.
With the reduced feedback and characteristic sound associated with the roundback design.
But now, that's my time. I give it anything started to war. And the fiction's about him. But nobody say I don't.
Music's roundback
Other than
electroacoustic bass has a spruce top, around ABS back,
maybe
a rosewood fingerboard and bridge, and an onboard 3-band EQ with tuner and battery check indicator, making it ideal for practicing and performances.
So the first thing about the bass guitar, so everything in the amplifier equipment, gas,
when plugged in, the 3-band
was
EQ
strong
with presence
enough
level
to
amplifies the rich tones of this versatile bass that will make a
never
great addition to any bassist collection. Music's roundback electroacoustic bass is available in both 4 and 5-string models.
The 5-string model.
For more on our exclusive range of bass guitars, head over
to the next page of the first thing I am. And so the real reason enough that you can get the set of things, powers, burning, and doing. Operational, but everything you can to try everything you can best. Best of the best.
It's the stuff that dreams are made of.
And there are good little things about closing and the best of the American floaters, so I had to then it would be in the power now in this way. Then I think maybe just starting for a career in a new world agency about the bass guitar. So let's begin. This is equipment defined on the C minor is right here, E minor, G minor, D minor. So I'm going to turn into a fifth in effect. So watch this closely. So you pick this starter to run the hand bell. Now, so if what you can need to do, but everything's so wired, I wasn't going, but then we need to.
Hello and welcome to our studio where Laura is playing the 5-string roundback electroacoustic bass guitar by Gear for Music.
Now here's what.
This bass guitar is ideal for any bassist looking for a smaller, lighter instrument with reduced feedback and characteristic sound associated with a roundback design.
Design just let's just start for a thing. So watch them close.
Gear for Music's roundback electroacoustic bass has a spruce top, a round ABS back, a rosewood fingerboard and bridge, and an onboard 3-band EQ with tuner and battery check indicator, making it ideal for practicing and performances. When plugged in, the 3-band EQ with presence level over to the Gear for Music website. Thanks for watching.
Okay, your 5 strings is on the whatever 2 minutes was right there. So I have more to curse about him, especially for the new note than we needed to for. And it's very rare about, I think maybe what we should send, but I can have everything just for one day. Doesn't mean one of the things were cursive as you can tell for first and said I wasn't in. So it's starting to very weird, and then cursive about to say here now and say the custard of and the people that the speaker says, but equipment the gears. I more than the thing you could on the say never need to stay near the first lessons, but new dawn anyway. For there was the beginnings of my heart and my soul, and he was everything class. So here I said the Sebastian was there, but the person that just started to very wounded. So I know figures what is it the positive thing, but in their fast metal strength and might be in the control and no fair than the greatest of the old and the old time of the new day. So when you're not with the game, when the first lesson you must test, and then most of this strategies and sketches on it to run my trust in the words, and I am so easily involved.
Forget everything you know about banking. Set yourself free with Starling. Starling Bank, here to change.
Okay, even though the word secret is not perfect yet, and then what we need to first of all, and I may be good and good at the film my turn. So here's what I think about it. So I am thinking to know something the way he's at the battle because the picture's out. So I think how to then sort in the power rotten disease. Rotten disease. No guys, no duh. You and I together about what it was just things like. I think we on the road. On the road. But what is then this is side of we and over here. And this body in the building here. And well I have and now here's what the gate is right into. And the way then if you're gonna give anything you like this, what in the crystal base the first one were. So let's grab it to some space. So I found a rhythm, acoustic basic guitar, so I'm here, and 5 strings are then no listening. So the electric bass guitar right here, and then she was giving it out like this, and now definitely about season. But in every few time was changing. When it started to go, make me the only time. And what we could get rid of more, Wembley Stadium Arena. And I need to know, I'm gonna go down and we better be right in place. And then we're gonna get into it. And hi, see you. That if they any goes to them, bodies of the given sense. So here's what I think about growing better also. So even though this is with a basic guitar, right? Learning him make the first as well on him and the men. And the about you do for him. About him different. And what is the convictions about him? So I think maybe just what we got about this. That we're about to break the two. This is the bass player. I most growing up in the first thing all that, and when he said I know Michael Davis was my best friend in 2005. I never say I like there's no choosing, no past, and giving no ever. I'm like it's gone, and you was knowing to do your well. And if I can go to starting one. By him, never since. Alright, can you take this over, please? Back off! And I'll back off. Me down the ring. No. I said no. Don't touch me. I'm sorry, Joe. But I never did things like this anymore. So, well, you know, then I'm a little free every can't. Okay, then you know, I give us any about me and change his life. So, what is the kind of jokes that if I made a first set of things right? Yes. So I have a great statement. If we can burning to the burning of our body, we are starting to create revelations and.
No, this isn't the remains of a giant roll of toilet paper. It is
the power fire around here.
A pedal from JHS Pedals and this reverb pedal from Walrus Audio. Alright, I think I need a lot more gain.
Okay, bring it in. But now here's what I think. And she wasn't in the movie. Better I take off his noon over. And then giving us so opportunity. Like the fire in my mind.
I'm just not getting any noise.
And never know. And she wasn't giving respect to you there. So I haven't been in the news that I started to career. And first thing I say was, and is a sensitive about oh my god. And smoothly
Hey folks, Steve I here, and welcome to the Harmony Hut, where I'll be showing you some of the tools of my trade. Welcome.
And welcome to my thing. But we need to know that we're great photographer powers. So did this up.
seem to resonate more with guitars that have unique functions and totally unique sounds. A lot of them have different kind of maybe apparatuses on them, or they're modified in a particular way, or they just offer something that's unique. This is an interesting guitar. It's one that Gil made for me probably in the 80s, and it has 30 frets.
It's 30 frets.
And this is a very unique
This
guitar.
is a new, the bass guitar.
It's the Xavier guitar.
And this,
it has 16 frets per octave. It'll drive your harmony teacher crazy. But this, I call it the Xavier scale. And to play chords and whatnot on it, and to solo, your ear is pulled in a completely different direction. It's another world. This color, you may be familiar, you may have heard of Vantablack. It's so dark that it almost looks like it's invisible, like a hole. And we tried to get that paint to use in a production guitar, but there's such a heavy copyright on it,
so
they won't allow it.
Well,
so we did a lot of research to find the darkest black that we could get.
Black.
This is an interesting little
so
guitar.
The darkness of the van.
You know, has a unique feature.
The electric is the bass guitar. The electric bass guitar. And so here's how I feel.
Really quirky instrument.
Quirky.
It looks just like a jam, but it actually has two whammy bars, and the block is split down the middle, so you can kind of, you know.
And
you can do some interesting things with this. So it's a gem, but it's unique. So this is a gem, but it's not like any others. This was one that my tech Thomas built for me to tell you all of the aspects of this guitar. Unique Thomas, but it's got a pickup that then is processed, and you can immediately have different tunings. You know, it's digitized, so to speak. And what you can do with this guitar in the way of tuning the neck instantly is unlike anything I've ever played. So there's, matter of fact, I just recorded a song with it because another aspect of this guitar that is so cool is this trem system where you can actually bend notes and they stay in tune. That's a unique quality of a whammy bar. Most whammy bars can't do that because of the proportion that the strings loosen or tighten when you give them the wham. But I did this one song I just recorded that has all these wild kind of chords moving and merging with the bar in tune. And it doesn't sound like anything another guitar can do. I use this on a song called Hot Shots. But this was built for me by Sterling Ball, and it's a 7-string sitar guitar. It's got the dampening thing that gives it that sitar sound, but it also has these sympathetic strings that you can tune any way you like. We've got the old sitar, and I first started playing the sitar, not that one, but the exact same one, when I was with Frank Zappa. He had one, and I started using it on recordings and on tour, and he loaned it to me for many years, and then when I returned it, I knew I wanted to get one, so I got that, and that guitar appears on virtually every one of my records. I'm a Strat fan, I love Strats, but they just don't fit my playing. They're kind of difficult to play compared to the way I play. You know, I built a gem for kind of speed and ease and elegance, and Strats you gotta fight, you know. But I love them because nothing sounds like a Strat. This is one of my other favorite sounding Strats. I think it's a 58. It's one of the few antique guitars that fits in here. So this fits here. It's offering something I'm picking up that I hear as being really useful to me. This guitar here, this Strat 76, was my first guitar. My first real guitar. And I used this all through high school, through college, through Frank Zappa. So when I started working with Frank, I noticed that he had like no rules. So if he wanted to do something to modify a guitar or anything,
what have you done?
He just did
What
it.
did you do to mine?
So
what did you do
when I was with Frank and I had this, I started experimenting with, you know, these humbuckers in it. and these preamps and all sorts of things, you know. The next move for me was a Charvel, a visit to Grover Jackson when I was with Alcatraz. Then I saw this guitar, and it was a Sunburst Strat. He loaned me that guitar, and I acquired it. And that was the guitar that I used for Alcatraz and much of the recordings for Eat 'em and Smile.
Even after this one.
Because then that turned into Green Meanie. Then I was getting ready for a tour, and the Green Meanie was just not very consistent because I had done so much work on it. So I got with my techs, and first I went to this little shop in Hollywood called Performance Guitar, and had some bodies, and I reshaped the body a little bit, and then started putting the various parameters into it that eventually made up the gem. And we made 4 of those guitars. So that really suited my needs, and that was sort of the amalgamation of Les Paul, Strat, but it had so many great things that I wanted that were not available at the time.
Like him?
And I didn't think much of it, except that's what I like. And then when I got with Ibanez,
guys like it.
Other people might like that.
If you just start. The black so the each mind those things. Okay.
This Les Paul,
relatively
new.
We're browsing him.
I was a big Bowie fan, and
big Mick fans.
And Mick Ronson had this beautiful Les Paul that had the front sanded off, and it was natural wood. And I tried buying it because I wanted it, but it was way too expensive. It was in the $100,000 range for a guitar because it was his. But the guy that has been assisting me makes these. So he actually made me one, and it seems basically a replica of the Ronson guitar. This is one of my favorite new guitars. It is a JS, and my dear friend Joe Satriani took it on tour with me for 2 years. Beat the hell out of it. Then he took it home and took a blowtorch to it. And then he painted it. And gave it to me for my birthday. And I had a cover put on it. It's a great sounding guitar. And
sound and effects.
One of my most cherished
favorite moments of this.
Because it came from the man who taught me how to play. Yngwie Malmsteen
even now
gave me this guitar.
Gave me the next.
And Yngwie plays when he does strats.
Where were you starting from?
The high string is like a gauge 8, and low string is like a 52. It's wildly scaled, you know. To pick up one of his guitars and play it, it's a different world completely, you know. So, but I have one. And occasionally it's nice for doing melodic minor scales. This is a new one to my collection. As you might have noticed by this guitar, I'm a Game of Thrones fan. But it's got incredible craftsmanship.
Don't forget you subscribe. We'll see you soon.
And it's part of a series of 3 guitars that Fender made for